Maximize z minus x1 plus 4x2 subject to the constraints. First constraint is x1 plus, sorry, minus 3x1 plus x2. Yeah, so this is the question and they asked it to solve by. You can see that there are three variables, decision variables, x1, x2 and x3, right? But in the first two constraint, there is no x3 and in the last constraint, there is no x1 and x2, right? But the variables, decision variables are three. So as per this, our first constraint will be, I'm just writing it as 1. The first constraint will be minus 3x1 plus x2 plus x4 slack variable we are adding is equal to 6, right? As it is less than symbol, we'll add the slack variable. Now next constraint will be x1 plus 2x2 plus x5 equal to 4, right? Here also the symbol is less than equal to, so we'll be adding the slack variable. Now going to the third constraint, x3 is greater than minus 3. So you can see here it is a x3, right? Sorry, here it's a greater than symbol. So we need to subtract the surplus variable. We need to subtract the surplus variable. So what we'll do, x3 minus x6 is equal to minus 3. But right hand side is coming as negative value. And as per this, there should not be negative value in the right hand side. So what we'll do, we'll convert this and we'll convert this to plus. So we'll multiply both the sides by minus 1. So this will become minus x3 plus x6 equal to 3. So this is our third equation. Right, we got all three equations and here as per this we should add 0x3, 0x4 plus 0x5 plus 0x6. Actually in my objective function, which is for maximization, there is no x3. That means the value, even though the x3 is a decision variable, but it is not contributing to the objective function. So, but still we need to find out the value of that, right? So we will be having this all. And now we'll go for the this one, right? What are the slack variables? x4, x5 and x6. So we'll be starting with that x4, x5 and x6. Initially the coefficients are 0, right? And now we have to just write down the initial iteration. So this is our initial iteration. The RHS are 6, 4 and 3. Now calculating Zj quickly, it will be 0. And in the first iteration, Z value will be 0. Now calculating Cj minus Zj. So minus 1 minus 0, it will be minus 1. 4 minus 0, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we got the first iteration complete. Now we'll be deciding which variable will be entering in the first next iteration. So among minus 1, 4 and all zeros, only the 4 is the positive answer and maximum one. So we'll be showing that in the next iteration, x2 is entering. Now we have to find out theta. So RHS divided by this column, right? So these are the RHS. This is the another column. 6 divided by 1, 4 divided by 2, 3 divided by 0. 3 divided by 0 is what? Infinity, right? But we'll not write the infinity. We'll write it over here as dash. We'll just put it as dash. Okay. So clear. So that means we don't have to bother for this value among this 6 and 2, which is minimum. 2 is minimum. So round it off. Right. And then this is saying that this is living. So this variable is living. Which is that variable? X5 is living. So in the next iteration, instead of X5, X2 will be there. So X4 is as it is. Instead of X5, we'll be writing X2 and then we'll be having X6. And its coefficients are 0, 2 and 0, right? So first we'll write for the newly entered variable, that is X2. I will write the X2, pivot row divided by pivot element. This is your pivot element because it is a cross section element of entering variable and leaving variable, right? So it is a cross section element, intersecting element of the those variables. So this two. So now what will be our pivot row? Pivot row is the row which is leaving. So this is the pivot row. So 1 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, 0 divided by 2, 0 divided by 2, 1 divided by 2, and 0 divided by 2, and then here 4 divided by 2. So we got the row values for X2. Now we'll go for X4, right? So in case of X4, we should get X4 here 1. We should get X4 and X2 here 0. And we should get X4 and X6. So X4 and X6, here we should get it as 0. So we should get this value. So let us find out for this 0 whether we'll get or not. So for finding this row values, we need to take newly entered variable and old X4. Old X4 means from the previous iteration, right? So this row we need to consider and this row we need to consider. So let us find out for this position. To find out for this position, we'll be taking this and this element, right? So if you do simply 1 minus 1, we'll get 0. So simple subtraction, right? So you have to get new X4. To get new X4, you are using old X4 and you are subtracting the newly entered X2. This is what the equation we are getting, simple equation. So we got the other row also, other row values also. Let us go for the X6. Now to get the X6, we have to take the old X6 and we have to take X2, right? And where we should get the zeros and where we should get the 1, X6 we should get 1. So here we should get it as 1. X6 and X2 we should get it as 0. X6, X4 we should get it as 0, right? So let us check by taking this row, and the old X6, this row, just let us check it. Okay, so here we want 0, here we have 0, here we have 1. Here we have 0, here we have 1, we want 0 over here. That means what? If you multiply this 1 by 0, and then you subtract it from X6, you will get it 0, right? What will be the equation? The equation will be for new X6, you have to take old X6 and you have to take always newly entered variable. In this case, it is X2. So you are multiplying X2 by 0. Then you are getting the correct answer. So let us do the same thing for other. Okay, and then going for Cj minus Zj, minus 1, minus 1, it will be minus 2. 4 minus 2, it will be 2. 0, right? So in this you can see that, so when it will be 4, I will just write it, the new value 4 we have, so 4 here. and this will become a 8. 4 into 2, this will be 8. Only the thing we have to check this, 4 into half, right? So it will become a 2. Then 4 into 1, this will become a 4. And 0 minus 0, 0. Okay, so we are now, it is correct, because see here we have a basis variable x4, x2 and x6. That means what, for these variables we should get Cj minus Zj as 0. For x4, 0. For x2, 0. For x6, 0. Whether we can go to the further iteration, so minus 3, 0, 0, 0, minus 2, 0. There is no positive value. So there is no scope of going into a next iteration, right? So you can see that the simplex algorithm stops over here, and we are, what answers we are getting? We are getting for x1, these are our variables, x2, x3, and then we have z, right? So in this iteration there is no x1, so write down 0. In the last iteration x2 is there. What will be the value of x2? The value of x2 is in RHS, this 2. So x2 is equal to 2. There is no x3, so 0. And what will be the value of z? Z is the last, this value. Okay, last iteration, this value. So z is equal to 8. And then you can highlight this, saying that this is your answer. Okay, now you can see x1 and x2 is 0. Sorry, x1 and x3 is 0, and x2 is equal to 2. So your z is what? Initially they have given the max z is equal to minus x1 plus 4x2, right? This is only the maximized z they have given. Now if you keep the values, see from x1 it is coming 0, so this value will be 0, right? For x2 it came as 2, so instead of x2 if you keep 2, 4 into 2 it will be 8. So you can see that 0 plus 8 you will get it as 8. Z is equal to 8. You got z is equal to 8. Right, so you got the correct answer. You can always cross check your answer by keeping this value 0, values of x decision variable which you will get finally. Those values you can keep it in the original maximization function or original objective function, and you can find out whether z you are getting which is equal to the this last value. So if you are getting, that means it is correct. Okay, so any doubt? Is it clear now?